Alrighty. I thought today was a solid day. You know, new installation, new situations that were showing up. Got into the red zone a little bit more today. Introducing that. Continuing to try to throw a lot of different looks at these guys offensively and defensively. Really pushing the amount of install, and then still trying to have a great focus on the fundamental development of what we're trying to do. I think guys, there were some moments where the intensity wasn't where it's been, and obviously that's something we got to continue to push and correct upon. But I mean, I think you see a football team with a lot of explosiveness. I thought we had some big runs offensively. Defensively, had some explosive plays, creating pressure on the quarterback. Guys in the defensive backfield, I really like what I'm seeing from them. I mean, trying to capitalize on opportunities where they get the ball, in their hands. It's a good group of playmakers in the defensive backfield. And I think that's something that we need, but it's also it's predicated with those guys up front, trying to create some havoc, on the opposing offense. And so I like what I'm seeing just from the growth and development. But we want to continue to push, keeping that intensity at as high as it can possibly be, so that we can carry that over in our overall improvement to what we're trying to do with each day. Tomorrow will be a little bit lesser. We got a big stretch this week. Obviously we'll be going to Jacksonville towards the end of the week for our getaway during camp. Those are going to be two, pretty intense, practices that we'll have there. Tomorrow's going to be, one we bring down just a little bit from maybe overall workload, but obviously we're gonna come and still get after it with what we have ahead. Do want to give an update. Towards the end of last week. We got at the end of last week, we got news back on Daryl Jackson's appeal, and he was actually denied from the NCAA. Talked to him. Once we got that information, obviously I'm extremely disappointed. In it. I just for that young man, and just the journey and the reason why he's here, and. Just sad that he's going to miss games. Obviously there's still processes that we're looking at going through, but we did get an update there at the end of last week. And the thing that I appreciate about him, obviously he's hurt. This was something that he came home for a reason, and to be there with his mom. I thought in all things that was shown and presented, but ultimately the NCAA they have a choice of what they're going to do, and what obviously the decision that they made. So the thing that's been incredible about it, I think this is our third practice, and just watching Daryl work. I mean, probably the very next day after we told him, had his best practice since he's been here. And like I told him, I think he's got an incredible future. We're going to continue to go through the process of whatever is ahead. But if he's not able to play in games this fall, we're still going to push, develop, and do everything we can to put him in the best position to be one of the best defensive linemen in the country. I think he's going to be. He has an incredible future in front of him. He will play this game for a long time. Lord willing, he stays healthy, and it's unfortunate that he's not going to have the opportunity as of right now to be able to play this season. So that's just an update for you guys, and we'll go from there.
Question. So, are there any more steps that can be taken just to clarify?
We're gonna continue to evaluate to see if there is. Right now, we went through a process, and that's feedback that we have.
Coach, should I give you a reason?
Yes, but it's the NCAA has made the choice that they're just not going to do that. And I think when you look at Daryl, we recruited Daryl a year prior, and he made the choice to go somewhere else, and for whatever reason that was, and that's where coming back home to help his mom. I mean, it's something that he's a remarkable young man, and he loves this program. He loves this team. I mean, I think that the day after I told him and we had practice, and he puts out a tweet on social media just how grateful he is, because I think he loves this program. But he made the choice personally to be there to help support his family, and I respect him for that. And it's just even in disappointing news. I mean, just how he's responded, the way that he's worked. I mean, he's a special human being, and it's just sad.
From a health standpoint, how is the team holding up to Pod?
We've had normal early camp, some bruises, some things that are that have jumped out. Nothing that too concerning, big picture wise. But we got some guys that are working through different issues, and we'll continue to get them back on the field as quick as possible. But it's also that's where the depth and the quality of newcomers is something that I'm really excited about. Just seeing those guys maximize the opportunities that they're getting, and we got a lot of competition. This is going to be good for us in the long run with some of the positions that have a couple guys that are down. Just how it can all work together.
Seems like Ryan and Tyler have made the most of their live reps so far.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. I mean, it's impressive seeing that competition. I mean, when they've been in team situations, I mean, they've been on point. So we've got to see that continue. We've got to see. Today was not a great day for our punting unit. We were very erratic in that. So we got to bounce back and have a better day. In that sense, and continuing to push with the returners as well.
Is there a world where you consider two kickers, maybe different distances, things like that, or is it going to be one or the other?
We'll see where things go. I mean, it's going to be a competition throughout camp, and just the consistency of execution. And when the best guy establishes himself as that, then we'll move forward and continue to work and evaluate and see where that goes.
With so many guys on the offensive line, is there any clarity on how that's all coming together now?
We're seeing really good improvement from guys. I mean, I think Jeremiah Byers has taken some great steps. It's great to have Bless back out here. Rob was it was good to have Rob back at the beginning of this camp, and obviously we have a return to play plan, making sure we're taking care of him, and I like where he's progressing. Obviously Casey Roddick's really shown some good things. Maurice, obviously he's been so very solid for us, and so now it's as you're working through seeing how the five can work together, but also understanding that it just takes one injury, I mean, and even in last year, you saw where we would play guys, having Jazz and Darius. I mean, Darius is so versatile in what he can do, and you see him really taking his game to another level. So, I mean, there's so much competition and your versatility within the group, but they all have to be able to play together. And but I like the ability of what they're showing, and just how that improvement showing up, especially for the new guys.
Good.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.